What's going on, Laker fans and NBA fans? Ghosty here to talk about the New Orleans Hornets and the LA Lakers. First off, for those of you who tune in only when the playoffs come in or only during the second half, summarizing the Lakers season, it started with a cupcake schedule. Andrew Bynum was out, and they started well, just like we expect. And then once December came, in the middle of December, they were losing games that they should have won or they're supposed to win, and they were getting blown out by mediocre teams. A lot of teams with losing records, for that matter. A bunch of non-playoff teams came into the Staples Center and actually beat the Lakers during the winter. A lot of mediocrity came in. Sure, they were winning games, but they definitely were not elite at the time. I agree that there were some struggles there. And then once the All-Star break happened, a little bit right before, there was a loss to Cleveland, which Cleveland was a really bad team at the time and really just sellerish. And that was getting kicked in the balls right there when they ended on a 3-game losing streak right before the All-Star break. But once it happened after the All-Star break, they went 17-1. And then the last few games they've been losing, and then they win the last two. But they're in that 17-1 stretch. Everybody was healthy and everyone was playing their A game. Even that loss to the Heat during that stretch actually wasn't so painful because you know that they can just beat anyone from here and there. That's just how it went. So the Lakers, up and down kind of. That's for a season. Lamar Odom has definitely made his case for the Sixth Man of the Year award. Definitely been playing a lot better than some of these other years he's been on this team. And Bynum, when he was healthy, he's shown what he can do and why teams would kill to have him. Or I don't know why the Lakers, they'd shop him because he's injury prone, but a lot of teams would kill to have a guy like Bynum on their team for his size and his versatility. So Bynum's had a good year. Odom has had a good year. Kobe's stats, if you're a stat guy, stats are not the greatest, but you could still see what he does when you watch the games. Gasol can sometimes be soft. I think there are times he had his struggling moments, but he's still consistent, statistically wise. And then Barnes off the bench, along with Steve Blake and Shannon Brown, have been good as well. The trio at point guard has been fine. I just don't get the point of how we have the veterans of Joe Smith and Theo Ratliff on the roster. I know they traded Sasha Vujacic's expiring contract and a first-round pick for Joe Smith in technicality, and I guess that they were just trying to save money and go cheaper there. But going on to this playoff round, the Lakers barely squeaked the 2 seed after finding ways to lose near the end of the season. They beat the Sacramento Kings right to end the season. But this is going to be a interesting challenge lightly. The Hornets are a team that we beat in this regular season. There's no excuses to lose that series if they get upset by any chances. Monty Williams for the Hornets has done a great job. They've had nothing to lose, obviously, coming into the series. First-year head coach, and he's gotten them to the playoffs. So they still have Chris Paul as the star. You still have the role players like Emeka Okafor. I know Trevor Ariza plays for them nowadays. I know we can always remember him for what he did in 2009. But there is no excuses if the Lakers lay an egg to this Hornets team. I'm not trying to sound arrogant, but they should win the series in 5 or 6 games. Should not go to 7 at all. They might win 1 or 2 games. I don't think a sweep happens very often, but you never know. It's just the Lakers are expected to win as long as they play their A game and have composure. They should be able to rebound with Gasol and Odom. I know Bynum might be hurt. I don't know if he'll be playing a lot, but I'm expecting still the Lakers to hold their composure and win this series with some shooting. Just they got to play some better defense because there are times they'll collapse a lead. Just like UCLA this season, for those of you who are UCLA fans, they were playing well for most of the game, and then in the end they made it close just to make it a game, and then they pull away near the end. That's just how the Lakers were operating at times this season. So I expect a win, and on another side note, rest in peace to the Sacramento Kings, our rivals up north. I actually, as a true NBA fan, I feel really bad for those guys up there and having a team moving. As an Oakland A's fan, I've had to encounter the moving process potentially and this was before the Fremont talks. You know, the A's were once considered to go to Vegas, once considered to go to Portland. They were supposed to go out of the state initially when Lou Wolf bought the team. So a big middle finger goes to the Maloof family. You know, the true NBA fan, whether you're a fan of the Kings or not, just you gotta feel bad for the Sacramento area and all those who are on U.S. Highway 50 who are fans, whether you're in Placerville. Just I feel bad for those guys. So rest in peace to the Sacramento Kings. I really wish that the team could stay, and I hope Sterling and Buss, both owners of LA, can really convince the other owners to say no to this move to Anaheim. That was definitely an emotional ending in that overtime game when the Kings broadcast had to sign off. So we'll see you guys later. I will talk when the series is over, so don't expect me to go game by game by game. But when the series is over, you'll hear me talk whether we win or whether we lose the series. So we'll see you guys later, and as always, go Lakers.